heroes that Jakiro could lane against in the side lanes. So this is why I think we're seeing Jakiro often picked up as these kind of second phase picks. Is you know that it's going to be a good Jakiro game for the laning phase. Using a lot of time on these second phase picks for both teams. Midas Club almost totally out of reserve time, and Beast Coast has used 1 minute and 10 seconds so far of theirs. Wow, SF, Chrysalis SF. That's a classic.
Yeah, so going to the Shadow Fiend. A hero I think we're yet to see so far in the event, especially over mid. But would you throw the Nature's Prophet in a side lane now, or would you throw the Void Spirit in a side lane now because of this matchup?
I think Nature's can do great against SF mid. I imagine Void Spirit would probably be okay too. I mean, it should be like a 1-for-1 with SF taking the slight lead, but you can definitely kill the Void Spirit. I would say if you're picking between these two, like who goes mid, it would be probably you would probably want Nature's mid and Sand King. So that does reveal that it's going to be some sort of side lane, or maybe a mid lane Nature's, maybe a position 4 or 5 Nature's, but it's more than likely mid. And Sand King side lane. Okay. We don't see exactly what it's laning up against, though. And we saw how potent the Enchantress was against the Sand King. Like, you just walk into a Sandstorm, dust him, and then slow him. And if you can get, like, a Gyro or some hero like that can just run down the Sand King, it can be really rough. Let's see. What are some Hector heroes that we can get here?
Would he go Jug or Wraith King?
Yeah, Jug would be good. Jug would be good against the SK. I would say Bloodseeker, but it's banned. One of the better heroes against Sand King. You could still Riki. I think it's a good Riki game outside of the laning stage. You'll probably do fine against SK. SK will also be fine in that lane, and maybe you want to dominate him more, but Riki's good with the Grimstroke, really good with the Grimstroke, because you throw the bubble on him and it gives him the disable that he desperately needs for his Smoke Cloud. Would be really great with the Enchantress too. Similarly, you have a hero to pair up with the Smoke Cloud. You just slow into Smoke Cloud. And it's just a really good Riki game. Great against Void Spirit. You can pick off Jakiro in the back. Nature's Prophet feeds around the map.
Jesus, I think about that, Riki. I'm just like, oh god. It really seems like it could be a game where he goes off on.
You could also Ursa. I mean, Ursa's like the carry right now. For some reason, not banned. Still available, but not entirely sure if Hector's a huge Ursa fan. You don't see him picking it as much as a lot of these other carry players. Spectre's good for the game, I would say. Like, if you can get to the late game with Spectre, it's very good against SK, cancels the blink. Really good against Void Spirit. You can chase him infinitely. Great against Nature's. You can pick him off.
Anti-mage.
Okay.
All right, now I'm thinking Alchemist. Now I really am feeling like Beast Coast could pull out the Hector Alchemist and just completely destroy an Anti-Mage lineup. Anytime I see Anti-Mage, it's like, okay, there's going to be some sort of timing hero that's like, you want to farm? Okay.
We're not going to
We'll see. We'll see about that.
5 seconds.
Ricky's good for the game still, too. Like, that kills Anti-Mage, but Alchemist would let Hector do his farming thing that he so likes to do. Ricky's more of a, I'm going to run around and murder people.
Yeah, there's the Alchemist now on the pick.
Yeah, that's Hector classic right there. I just know he's screaming at his teams, go Alchemist, go Alchemist, go Alchemist. Just so good against AM. Okay, it's a little weirder with an SF, but I think Chrysalis tends to play this hero to kill people anyway. Like, he'll go for the Blink Yules. Chrysalis has always been one of these high-skill, flashy mid players, you know? He's not one of these SFs that gets drums and treads and, oh, I'm going to out-carry you. Nah, Chrysalis styling on people with the Yules. So, yeah, I think that sort of builds good with an Alk. Then Alk can just take the space and farm.
10 seconds.
So we'll see how this goes, as it will be Hiko on the Jakiro and Duster on the 5 Nature's Prophet. which is, I mean, they could always be swapping roles.
So the thing is, I know Duster is a big natures spammer, and even if you play 5 natures, you tend to get farm. So it's actually definitely okay to have a position 4 Jakiro who can maybe play more of like a sacrificial role, just because the natures is. I love the way Brax put it. I watched him cast with Suns fan ages ago, and he said something that kind of stuck with me about natures. Just nice wording. He said natures is a complementary hero. Like, he just, whatever your team needs, he does it, and he does it fine. He might not do it well, but he'll do it fine. He'll do it above par, just a little bit. And so if you pick some sort of Jakiro, nature's just like, all right, I get to farm a bit. I'm going to be a core. And you're cool with that. And you can still put wards down. I mean, they're free. It's not hard. You TP around the map, place some wards.
It's just not fair.
It's not hard, they're free.
Supporting used to be so difficult, honestly. Back when it actually costed money.
I'm so glad they're free, but it also very much allows me to say to my cores, you can grab a ward. Go for it.
Core should definitely be warding these days. Core should definitely be warding. I mean, you know where you want to put wards down as a core. It's like, I know where I'm going to farm. You know, maybe my supports don't know where I'm going to farm. They can't read my mind.
And if you're going to continue to be mad that I didn't place them where you exactly you wanted them.
Let's be real, Bkop. Are you never warding? Are you just like,
I'm
this
always
is a core's
warding.
job?
I get like
Be real with me.
20 wards a game, 20 sentries if I'm in a 5. I will buy out all the wards to give you the best vision possible.
Because I have seen some people take advantage of this new warding thing. It's a core job now. There's a few people.
I'm a good support, I think. I don't know. Good in the sense that I throw vision down and get you what you need. You need my salve? Take my salve. You need my tangos? Take my tangos.
30 seconds to battle.
You got it.
You're such a sacrificial gentleman, aren't you?
I'll play the hard 6.
I do that from the off lane, man. You know, at least you don't have to throw your body in there and feed all the time. It's rough being. Oh, you are playing off lane actually lately.
Off
So
lane
you
and
know.
mid. I've been playing the Viper. People enjoy.
Cancer, the
Yeah,
hero.
I don't know. It's fantastic hero.
The battle
Deserves
begins.
all the praise it gets.
2 for 2. Not really looking to fight too much at the runes. A lot of teams opt to not do that, which against an alchemist is kind of surprising, but it's an anti-mage. Also very useless at the early levels.
2 for 2 with an alchemist in the game.
Yeah, you're happy if you're K1.
I will say, my friend was playing alchemist one game, and didn't believe that we were gonna get any of the bounty runes. We ended up snagging all 4 of them. Didn't have Grievel's Greed.
Oh, bro.
I've never been so mad at my friend. So, who are they bringing down bottom to help support K1? They'll bring a cell down here. You've got just the Grievel's Greed, level 1 for Hector, trying to get what he can out of this lane, trying to get as much gold as possible going in. Phase Boot, Soul Ring, Radiance is seemingly the build so far. Enchantress just enchant level 1. We'll see if it ends up being enchant into the Impetus or enchant into the Nature's Attendants, because we've seen some of that when there's early harassment in the lane.
It does look like a lane that he could probably use the heal in, honestly.
It goes to the Impetus.
Oh, surprising. K1's getting pretty harassed, but I suppose that all ends when he walks over here to pull and do the shenanigans Hiko's kind of dealt with. It's just K1 versus Sexy Fat.
Swell does find Duster. And me and Mofar talked about this, like just going heavy, like a 1-1-3 build for Grimstroke, going heavy into the Inkswell.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, 400 damage at level 4.
Sexy
That's
Fat.
pretty.
Oh, very close to it. So is a cell. They're both trying to just juke around with these salves on them.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
And the cells will eventually get popped. And Barrel Strike comes in, and that is an easy first blood once they find him severely out of position. Yes, he got the salve off, but he ended up going north. And there's not really much he can do, and Sexy Fat joins in just to get that kill.
The amount of times I've seen this happen, though, like I'm always just looking at Hector in these games. Like how much CS is he getting? You know what I mean? Like how is he farming? Like should he be getting stopped more than he is right now? You know, like if it costs his entire team to feed, it's usually worth it, as long as he's farming.
Bro strike out on a Hector. He's doing okay. Not amazing, that's for sure. Only 9-0. So they're certainly keeping away from the creeps with the harassment they've been able to output, but now we've got ourselves a quick little pause.
Very hard lane, though. And also, I think that Midas did a really good job blocking the camps so that Excel couldn't pull the lane back at all. That's been a big issue here, is that the lane has been pushed out directly in front of the tower, and you know, Hector being the safe sort of, like, arguably the safest carry player on the planet, it's like relevant. He is not going to walk up and take damage to hit the creeps if he thinks it's going to get him killed. You know, he's all about that farm and that efficiency. So really, the lane just needs to get pulled back, and that's kind of on Excel to win that warding battle, and on Midas also to win the warding battle as well. But man, the amount of times in pubs that I have, because I'm an offlaner, right? So I play against Hector all the time as a carry, and you just shit on him in lane. You just completely destroy, and he's Alchemist, and he just goes and hits jungle for 12 minutes, and he comes out and he's got Blink Dagger, Abyssal Blade, Radiance, Assault Cuirass, and he just destroys your face. It's every game. You know, you cannot. You really need to keep the pressure on Hector, relentlessly.
Yeah, you give him an ounce of room, and what is it? You give an inch, he'll take a foot. I don't know what the saying is. Forget
something
it.
like that. Yeah, you give him a yard. You give him a yard, and he'll put his foot in his mouth. Something like that. Like he just the reason for it is he basically plays as if there are no enemy heroes on the team when he's Alchemist. Like he just plays to take the greediest farm possible and expects his team to defend him, and it puts so much pressure. It puts so much pressure on the enemy team to kill him.
Back at it. As Moo's taking a little bit of damage, he'll be forced to salve up. Level 3 has yet to put a skill point in anything, and I think, oh, well, goes Stroke of Fate. I'm a bit surprised.
Just looking to nuke the lane out. It's hard to pressure an anti-mage with Pango. I think anti-mage is one of the better heroes versus Pango. You just drain his mana. And Pango has to get really lucky with the lucky shots if you want to win this lane.
It's not in my nature.
P1 just continuing to try and find as much farm as he can. It is, again, like we've been reiterating, it's not the easiest lane for him. And at what point do you back off or, back off into the jungle here for Hector?
Once again, Hector basically plays as like absolutely greedy as possible. So he waits until like the last possible opportunity, like basically when there are stacks, and when he needs to go to the jungle, he will. Like look at him, he's like just stands in the acid. He doesn't care if he dies. He's all about CS, all about CS. So I expect like level 6 he'll go jungle, maybe even after, because there's more farm in the lane, so he stays there. Look at this, they're even getting kills. This is the sort of pressure an Alk puts on.
He doesn't have the mana for another impetus. That would have been able to get the second kill.
Above the seeds of fortune.
Is there any stacks made for him yet? Oh.
Nah, nobody's really been... Oh, actually, Duster did stack up the... Wait, why did he... Was that Duster this time? That must have been Moose that stacked that. I just saw him walking by the camp. Yeah, there's one in the triangle, but it's a small one.
And just one stack so far. Enchantress, by the way, all Asil has is a salve. Level 2 in the enchant. Hector has phase boots. He's going into the soul ring next. Dual breath, one more right click, and Hiko will get the kill onto this enchantress.
God, Hector's so fast with the phase boots. His positioning is always quite nice. Like, he's always really far away from the support in the side. You know, he's does his angular calculations.
Taking a lot of damage. Duster comes in, and one raise hits. He's trying to find the right positioning to get the kill on a Duster before he falls, and he will.
Wow.
To get at least one out of that is so impressive from Chris Luck. He knew he was going to die. It was just a question of could he bring anybody with him. And then bottom, nice path from Hiko. That'll get the finishing blowout on a Hector.
Now he jungles. This is when he jungles. The problem is, who you put bot? Okay, you put Moose bot, I think, now. If you do want to go jungle on Hector.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
God, Excel cannot catch a breakdown here.
Just continues to get run down.
Hiko just suiciding. Yeah, he just suicided for just to get his resources back. Hector does not have a TP, so it looks like he tried to TP out away from that death or something like that.
Radiant's
Happened.
bottom
So he's
tower
walking
is under
there.
attack.
And he's walking all the way back to lane. Duster's now joined bottom. This seems like it could get harder and harder, but there's Whisper with the swashbuckle. It doesn't really get them anything. I'm surprised both of them came bottom, but now you've got Moose here with the Inkswell, Stroke of Fate with the slow swashbuckle, and Hector gets a kill on a Duster.
Tell the ogre you're sorry.
And Whisper was playing really up there because he had one XP point away from getting level 6. So there's that constant threat of the Rolling Thunder coming out. This protects Hector. It gives HFN complete free farm, but
Radiant's middle
it's an
tower is
anti-mage
under
versus an
attack.
Alk. Like, this is hugely Alk favored, just because Alk farms way faster. Unless he dies, then he does.
Yeah, he will end up dead. Murdoch gets the kill there on Hector. I wasn't looking. I thought you were being
Radiant's middle tower
hypothetical.
is under attack.
Oh
Looked
no,
over at the
very real.
anti-mage.
And Murdoch is going for a Spirit Vessel, so he's going to have that pretty soon. Whisper, can he get the angles?
Murdoch's here. I don't know how long these two want to stay. They've got the Resonant Pulse. The damage out onto the Jakiro won't be enough, or will he? Cell gets the kill on a Hiko, and Whisper loses his life. Another pause coming in from Beast Coast. As Hector DCs.
All right, we're going to take this time. What is it that I type in to see ping? I'm curious to see what the ping is of the Brazilian players too. Is it dash status?
I think.
That's not working.
I swore it was /server. Or /status/server.
Dota 2 check ping console. Let me Google it. People in chat are probably... Oh, just ping. Dash ping.
Better luck next time.
I'm very curious.
I thought that was to check just your own ping.
Oh, come on. Yeah, that is definitely not working.
Keep an eye on chat, see if anybody tells us.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Right now, though, when you're up against an Alchemist, it's certainly a great feeling to have yourself a little bit of a net worth padding. And they've got one. They've got a 2,000 net worth lead, with Murdoch leading the way and Anti-Mage 400 gold in front of this Alchemist.
It's rough because Whisper didn't do quite as well as maybe they expected in the top lane, so they just kind of have to ditch that lane. Chris Luck is doing well, but there are just like 2 side lanes closing in on Beast Coast, and they really need to create some space for Alk to farm, so I think Chris Luck needs to start getting involved. He's working towards his Yules, and that'll be nice, but I think he needs to get involved a little bit before that.
So on to the Radiant sector goes. Duster waiting bottom. Chris Luck, meanwhile, looking for Yules, Grimstroke, Arcane Boots. Definitely seems like Moose is taking a little bit of priority. Rolling Thunder, Murdoch. Simulate, oh, right onto the Rolling Thunder, and now the raise is in. Whisper stays with the Void Spirit, allows Chris Luck to get the kill.
Radiant are
It was an interesting move coming in and allowing Whisper, especially Chris Luck, who is sitting top of the net worth, to continue to excel.
So I figured it out. It's just you just type status. There's no slash or dash.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like the Peruvian players all have like literally 9 ping, and 1 ping and 5 ping, and the Brazilians have like 100.
Ooh.
We both have about 100 too, so it's about the same as if we were playing.
That's why I missed those kills.
Yes, of course.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Ping.
attack.
So how far away is Anti-Mage from the battle?
Ooh, they see Hector.
Do that.
Dire's top
Duster
tower
Hiko.
is under attack.
Careful, big boy.
Well, coming over, they won't grab the
Radiant's
kill. They're
middle
pressuring the
tower
tier
is
1
under
tower
attack.
top. But he comes
Radiant's
back
middle tower
onto the
has
high ground.
fallen.
Again, playing without fear.
Yeah, this is what he does, man.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He just makes you stop him from
Radiant's
farming. You know, like he just keeps
bottom
walking
is
back
under
up.
attack.
Oh man, Hector is hilarious.
Good shot. Swashbuckle in, but the Astral step away. I don't think they'll be able to catch up. However, they're right on a Duster. Allow Chris Luck to get one, maybe multiple, as Hiko here. Up against 3. Stroke of Fate hits, and with another raise, Chris Luck gets yet another kill. And he is now 4-1. And with Chris Luck doing so well, and Hector starting slow, maybe he's the key to
Yeah, definitely.
allowing Hector to open up this game for himself.
Yeah, he's definitely the holy key. I mean, he needed to do well, given that Pango's game was not going so great. I mean, this is what happens with Pangolier though. Like he
Dire's middle tower
fights with
is
his
under
ultimate,
attack.
you know. Look at K1, man. He plays up in your face. Just knows he's immune with this ultimate. They do have the Vessel on Murdoch, so they can kill K1 if they move him over here.
The best creep to get those golems, get that extra gold.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Smooth ends up going down there to Sexy Fat. Astral step forward, looking for Chris Luck.
Radiant's middle
Spirit
tower
Vessel's
is
on
under
him,
attack.
and no extra Astral step to make a continual jump. But again, moving over, getting some space here for Hector. You don't lose the Shadow Fiend. I think you're fine with that.
Yeah, exactly. And Hector makes his way towards bot. Excel kind of playing in front of him just to give him vision. But it looks like Midas wants to continue shutting him down. They just keep running towards him. You have to stop an Onyx farm. You can't just take his towers.
Gonna go after a cell. Ether Remnant. Spirit Vessel. Ice Path misses the Dissimulate. It's taken a while to kill this Enchantress. There's the Requiem on a Sexy Fat. They'll get the kill into the Sand King. So a 1-for-1 trade, benefiting the side of Beast Coast and continuing to make space here for Hector.
Killing Sand King's pretty good. I mean, it's the big beefy boy that runs in first, and half of the disable of Midas right now. So killing him means that for the duration of his death, they can't really do anything. HFN though, the whole time he is farming. He does have his Battle Fury plus his treads.
Pretty fast.
So he's doing pretty well. You can't forget about AM. I mean, even though it is countered by the Alchemist, they've done a really good job at shutting down the Alchemist with the other heroes.
Murdoch going Mules after this. Spirit Vessel, Duster. He's just going into the treads. Battle Fury is here for the Anti-Mage, so
Radiant's
HFN
top
continuing
tower
to
is under
bide
attack.
his time. As much open space as he's getting, he's trying to farm and stay in front of this Alchemist.
Where's Hector at? Oh, there he is. Almost got his Radiance. So funny
Radiant's
watching his
middle
team
tower is under attack.
tank creeps in the acid spray for him. Give him the last hits. Little efficiencies like that make Hector, you know.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Dagger now picked
Dire
up
are
for Chris Luck. See what he's able to get with this. He threw the Requiem out on a sexy
Radiant
fat.
are scanning.
Now 5 and 1. Whisper. Looking for a Maelstrom. He doesn't exactly have that much farm. He's sitting pretty far behind Sexy Fan. It looks like he might even die again, but gets into the Rolling Thunder. Stays near the tier 1. Maybe back on a Duster. Thinks about it. Doesn't hit him. Swashbuckle avoids the Burrow Strike. Whisper.
That's one of those.
Wow.
Oh, Chris Luck, he has the blink. He's going straight for the big kill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And Murdoch.
boy.
Oh, gosh. He's able to survive for a second, but ends up dead to Chris Luck. And now, with some space, Duster trying to get out of this one, and he'll just TP away.
That was a cool little sprout onto the Centaur so he couldn't get the stomp off. Chris Luck misses the Requiem, but it doesn't matter. The Grimstroke is just so effective against any of the spirits if you can get the setup.
So the more and more you take the attention away from the Alchemist, the more he'll be able to farm. And you see him start to get away from the Anti-Mage, because Anti-Mage was ahead of him,
Dire's
and now
top
behind
tower
by
is under
1,500
attack.
gold.
Yeah, he's got that Radiance. He's working on his
Center.
Yasha.
Chris
Ooh,
Luck
top lane.
caught. Sexy Fat getting that kill. Get some help there from Murdoch, and that's a big kill to get. Taking out that Shadow Fiend, the one who's been making the space for Hector.
Yeah, he's the pacemaker. He's keeping the game going. So with him dead, you can basically do anything you want as Midas now. And soon that's not going to be the case. You have look at this. Oh, this is so funny. They have an Alpha Wolf. Excel just sent an Alpha Wolf to sit with Hector and give him a little bit of extra farming speed. Just the respect people have for Hector's ability to carry the game when he does get his farm.
Dire's
I think that
structures are
definitely helps
fortified.
him in his quest to be the best farmer in Dota. But you have to earn respect, So he did his time.
Nice creep wave over in the acid spray. And just efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. The name of the game so far. Chris Luck, what's the play? Blink, Yule's Blink, BKB?
Probably BKB. Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially considering he's just dying to Sand King Void Spirit. It's all magic damage. Anti-Mage is not going to do any physical damage for another 2 or 3 items, so BKB seems to be the best preventative measure right now. Or he can be greedy and go for travels. And honestly, I kind of feel like with Chris Luck, he tends to be greedy, even though Hector's on his team. This team is just nuts. So I'm just gonna guess he's gonna go travels because it's Chris Luck. No, he's going BKB. He's being a good boy today.
Interesting ward placement.
He's being Chris Luck, not Chris Brown.
And going for the BKB. Could
Dire's bottom tower is
even
under
allow
attack.
them to fight a little bit more. Yeah, they're looking for pickoffs, but I think the BKB definitely gives Chris Luck the option to do even more.
Definitely the choice, but I think Chris Luck sometimes chooses to be flashy over reasonable. It's part of what makes him interesting as a player. Always goes for the flashy builds. Not always, usually, I should say. We'll see. He can still switch it. It's getting to the point where Midas is a little afraid to pressure and fight the alt because you know that soon he's going to fight you, and you really want to make sure that that fight isn't one that you get wiped in. So it's a lot of pressure on them right now to do something.
The
Which gives
longer,
Beast Coast
they
space.
wait, yeah, the longer they wait, the more space there's going to be there for Beast Coast.
Look at Hector's farm now. 14k net worth. He went from 8k to 14k in 5 minutes. He just gets the best creeps too. Look at the golems.
Constantly mud golems.
Easy money.
And here it is, Epicenter out. SL, he'll end up dead. They've got the Silence out and the Sexy Fat as well as the Soulbind, but already losing moves too. Use the Requiem. Chris Luck gets the kill on a Sexy Fat. They'll try to kill off Murdoch, but with the Astral Step, he's forced to Yules himself. Got the Ice Path right on him. Chris Luck low. Chris Luck dead. The Requiem in death. I don't think this is going to be enough. K1 tries to come over and maybe find a kill or two, but the Ice Path and Hiko. One shot,
so close.
which would have been the killing blow, but Whisper, Sprout, Swashbuckle, Aether Remnant locks in Whisper, and this should be yet another kill for Midas.
Man, Hector has a Hyperstone too, so that must have been like
The seeds of
a number of frames that you could count on your fingers off of Hector killing Hiko there. Like, that's how close it was. He was just about to swing his auto attack.
Radiant structures are fortified.
invisibility.
Clean up the warding. Hector doesn't really find anything out of that fight. Chris Luck dies for the third time this game, and he really needs to get into the BKB. I think the BKB definitely changes the direction of that fight.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Once again, it's the same two heroes killing him. It's the Sand King and it's the Void Spirit with Jakiro following up. Like, those heroes keep killing him over and over.
Radiant are scanning.
So, Jakiro with farm priority. Potentially getting in Hags here. He's 2,800 gold away.
Huh, interesting. I would honestly like to see him get the Yules first. I feel like the pick-off potential that comes from that is probably more value than the Jakiro Eggs. I'm not a huge fan of that Jakiro Eggs. It's just damage, right? Like, you already have damage from your Anti-Mage and Sand King and Void Spirit. But we'll see. It's just weird, because, like, what else do you get, you know, on Hiko?
Nice cut
Oh,
down.
they have
Epicenter. Hector in a lot of trouble, and he is gone. Top hero to get is Chris Luck throws a Requiem at Duster, but that is just the position 5 gone, and Chris Luck's been spotted, so he'll die as well. HFN coming to join the fight for the first time. He's got his first kill of the game as he engages in his first back and forth.
You see what I mean about Hector, though? Like, the guy plays with the biggest balls on Alchemist. I don't know what it is about Alch. I swear, he plays safer on Wraith King than he does on Alch. He just plays...
Bottom tower is under attack.
When he gets farmed,
Dire's top
it's
tower
good.
is under attack.
But
Radiant's
when
bottom
he's
tower
behind,
has
it can
fallen.
look like this. And by behind, I just
Radiant's
mean,
middle
you know,
tower is
for
under
Hector,
attack.
this is behind.
Radiant's top tower
Midas
is
are
under
just
attack.
Outplaying Beast Coast,
Radiant's
honestly.
top
Like, they've been
tower
chasing
has
the Alch
fallen.
around really nicely for the majority of this game, and as a result, their heroes are actually strong enough to take on the Alch, even though he's farmed now.
Basher for HFN.
Yeah, he's huge.
Hector just not enough so far. Manta, Radiance, and AC, it still doesn't feel like enough.
Crazy HFN's gonna be. I mean, he's like getting closer to level 25. It's 23 minutes in, he's level 21.
Yeah,
That's
he's
insane.
5 levels ahead of the Alchemist.
I mean, this is his hero. This is HFN's
Find a cell. They got the
signature.
disarm though, and now Hector trying to join the fight. Rolling Thunder's in a little bit late. Hiko attempting to TP out, and
No
oh,
way.
the Rolling
Oh
Thunder angle just
my.
never gets there.
No way that just happened.
Right around him.
Pressing. If you're Beast Coast. If you're Hiko, he's probably, he almost had a heart attack. His blood pressure rose a little bit.
This Alk needs too much more, it feels like.
And look how farmed Sexy Fat is, too. He's more farmed than his mid-Void Spirit. He's almost as farmed as Chris Luck. He's got a full pipe and a Vanguard with Blink to boot. This guy is huge.
Eco
Okay.
losing his life.
I mean, Chris Luck had to use his BKB for that. I don't know if that's... It's a Jakiro, you know? It's space, though. It's space for Alk,
Radiant are scanning.
but also space for AM, who, as Peak Studios is pinging, he's got the levels.
Yeah,
Huge
level
advantage.
22 and about to have this Abyssal. At least I believe he's about to have this Abyssal. They'll find Hector, who will try to run out of this. Wrath of Nature used, and the Mana Void. It's not enough to kill him, and he just backs off, gets a little bit of farm. Now on the run, Soulbind comes in on both the Void Spirit as well as the Anti-Mage. Chris Luck, though, hit with the Burrow Strike coming in from Sexy Fat. He doesn't have a BKB for 22 seconds. They'll get the kill on a Duster, but they lose Chris Luck.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is...
Yeah, nice little bait play there from Midas, baiting the rune. They're really punishing Hector for his greed in this game. As we see him running away from the fight, almost dead, and he just starts hitting the easy camp. Like, that's some Benny Hill stuff right there.
If we're gonna lose this fight, I guess I'll just go back and farm a little bit.
Yeah, that's all he thinks. Man, he dreams of farming neutral camps. I swear, this guy has night terrors. The whole jungle's empty. Wakes up, heart pounding.
Now level 23 here for the Anti-Mage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Abyssal Blade now, fully finished for the AM, so Hector cannot make an escape like that again in the next fight. HFN will be on his tail.
It just seems like he's getting so much out of the map, so much more than this Alchemist. But the Soulbind comes in with the Rolling Thunder. He's going to be enough. They'll get the kill on the moves. They'll finally lose Sexy Fat. But right on to Chris Luck. Nothing he can do. HFN gets one. BKB's been popped by Murdoch. That's no longer available. Cell on the run, but surrounded by 4 of these heroes on the side of Midas Club. So they'll grab themselves a third.
I had no reason to know.
And with Chris Luck being dead, most importantly, I think that makes this Roche relatively free. And he has no buyback, so... There's this weird interaction that keeps happening where HFN gets caught with the Grimstroke ulti, but then Alchemist doesn't want to throw a stun on the person who has the Grimstroke ult because then HFN will just reflect it on him. So they haven't been doing the Alch plus Grimstroke combo because of HFN getting caught in the ulti. Very strange interaction.
The ages for HFN.
Roshan has
Almost level
fallen
25,
to die.
27 minutes. He is so farmed. This has been the
Sexy
freest
fat.
game.
Inkswell. Silence from the Phantom's Embrace, but the Abyssal onto the Pango instead. Pango gets drawn in. Moose goes into the jungle. Burrow Strike misses, but they spot Moose.
Dire's
So
bottom
now he's
tower
on the
is
run.
under
HFN
attack.
will come in. Sexy Fat goes to the right, and HFN? Too far and too late.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice little juke.
Ice
Sand King
Path,
missing
though,
the burrow.
on a Chris Luck. Macropire down. Again, this is Shadow Fiend just struggling. He had a great start to the game, but it's been a while since he's felt really effective at all.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure what he can get to feel effective at this point.
And Hector comes in, getting some bashes onto the Anti-Mage, but there's the Ice Path. BKB is going to be popped. They'll look for the stun. It'll land on a Sexy Fat. They just don't have the vision to kill him. I think he's just out of the range of the tower. So Murdoch with it assimilate. Radiant's burning him. He'll get the kill there. They do lose the Grimstroke. Swashbuckle hits and disarms this Jakiro. Into the Rolling Thunder. Razes come in. Ice Path down on a 2. Stunned up Duster and Jakiro low. Duster low. Hiko and Duster are gone. Epicenter comes in from Sexy Fat. Somehow BTS are doing this. HFN will lose his first life and Sexy Fat is gone. Second life, they'll let him go away.
Wow.
But they clean up well on the
Dire's
side of
structures
BTS.
are fortified.
That is some respect. I mean, Excel? Maybe not.
He comes back in. They wanted the disarm. Excel thought he's gone. I'm good. He came back in and he cleaned him up real quick.
Yeah, HFN, he is not gone.
Radiant are
Man, that was crazy. Chrysalek had Requiem of Souls for after the AM was respawning, but still just so afraid of HFN because he's been such a terror in this game so far. They give him the respect and then they leave. And then Excel says, "Hey guys, I'm the stand-in. I'm going to make mistakes." Just kidding. I love you, Excel.
So a good fight overall for Beast Coast.
The seeds of fortune.
Unfortunately, Hector does end up dying that
Radiant's
one,
top
so
tower
his
is
farm
under attack.
stuck at what it is for a little bit longer. And again, Anti-Mage crawling his way closer and closer to the top of the net worth.
Haste.
Ooh, SF. Careful, Chris. It's a level 26 AM. You don't want to mess with that.
That's pretty nuts. Counterspell, magic resistance, plus 20%.
Yeah, really important in this game, too. Lots of magic damage.
Come get healed.
Everybody except for Alchemists, basically. There's a greater fairy fire on the ground, HFN. He doesn't even care. He's not going to waste his time. JK, it's his item.
Roots and run.
Radiant's bottom tower
Another fight
is
like that,
under
though, for
attack.
Beast Coast. I don't know if it's so easy for them to just run away with the game and take objectives, but it would certainly be a step in the right direction. And they've almost got the Abyssal Blade, which will allow them
We'll take that.
to
Ooh, Abyssal.
maybe have Hector kind of
Radiant's
come up and
bottom
fight.
tower
And yeah,
is under
still used
attack.
on Whisper, right?
Really not that much disable for this
Radiant's
HFN anti-mage.
bottom
It's
tower is
the
under
Grimstroke
attack.
ulti. That's kind of all they have as it stands. Hector is getting closer to his Abyssal Blade, though. And maybe he can duke it out with HFN. Needs somebody to cancel his Lincolns, though.
Hector can't move up to farm this creep wave. Sexy Fat right there, but he'll TP away. So some open space for Hector to continue to farm. And, you know, he's gonna buy
Radiant
out. He
structures
wants
are
this Abyssal
fortified.
Blade. He needs this extra control.
Double damage on Chris. He's not a right-click build, though, so it's... could be worse. Hector's got his full Abyssal. On the Courier. Good time to fight if you're Beast Coast.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they'll pressure bottom. They've got Hiko to help. Never did go into that Ags when Blink Dagger Yule's Aetherlands. But up on top of this fight, Soul by an Abyssal Blade, that stuns up too. He also throws out his own stun. So it stuns up Sexy Fat once again. They get the kill on it too. They lose a cell. Murdoch forced to leave. Duster sprouted. And all of a sudden, Abyssal's in and the Mana Void. Jeez, HFN in and out just like that. Grabs himself a couple of kills.
2 for 2. It's not fun to be in the supporting cast of an Alchemist AM game. You know you're just going to be basically food for the big beefy boy on the enemy team. Whisper's Rolling Thunders have been fantastic this game. He's been hitting so many heroes with them and also stun locking them. Yeah, K1? HFN? Carry battle? Come on, guys. Man up, both of you. I want to see the epic carry battle between these two. Screw the teammates. Like, let them fight each other. You know, I want to see K1 versus HFN.
Oh boy. Cell doesn't want to be here. Or does he? If he could pop the Lincolns and they get the Abyssal in, that would be a chance to kill HFN.
Hector's going for an Aghanim Scepter. I'm wondering who he's going to give that to. Grimstroke, I think, probably.
Is it worth... I mean, yeah, it would definitely seem like a Grimstroke kind of thing, right? The Dark Portrait feels great putting it on the Anti-Mage.
Yeah, that seems really damn good.
I was also going to say, is it worth getting everybody in Ags? Like, is that Ags buff for an Alchemist worth it?
I mean, yeah, eventually. Eventually it is. It does. I mean, it gives you a lot of extra damage that other heroes straight up cannot get. But then again, you know, Rapier is such a good item that I feel like Alkags is probably irrelevant.
I was thinking about when I would finally either mention. I was thinking Divine Rapier myself, but I don't know. I don't know if it's exactly the call. It seems like both these position ones are vulnerable. Despite the fact that HFN has not died, there's still, I would say, the feeling of the opportunity.
Definitely. Rapier and AM doesn't feel all that great anyway. It's like a 7th item that
He
you'll
gave
go
the
for,
axe
you
to
know?
Pango. Okay.
Okay.
So looking to get the Rolling
Well-
Thunder. His Rolling Thunders, like you said, have been so good. You get, you know, the Rolling Thunder with the shield crash in. With Swashbuckle. Could get some
Disarm, yeah.
disarms.
The constant disarm and anti-mage seems pretty strong. And the Grimstroke is also level 15, so...
Oh, Abyssal
Oh,
use.
Chris
Chris Lock dead. Now here's the jump. Abyssal use on a Murdoch with the Soulbind. So they have locked up this anti-mage. Can they keep him locked up? Yes, they can!
100
Oh
seconds?
my lord! And he does not have buyback. They're gonna look for more. Can they get anything else out of this?
30 seconds on Roche. Oof, if that was up, that could be game.
What timings. And Jesus, again with the Soulbind, everything on it. Duster. There was the Wrath of Nature, but he's got the Nature's Attendance. Hiko comes in. We don't have buyback, and I think maybe Beast Coast are going to get a feeling for that with nobody buying back on the side of Midas Club, because you could come in and turn around this fight the way it's going so far. They go after Sexy Fat. Hector doesn't have the ulti for 4 more seconds. Duster, though, he's been dusted, and the Swashbuckle is enough to kill off the Nature's Prophet, and the Radiance Burn burns out Sexy Fat.
Tower is under attack.
And once again, we have a team dying in front of their base with no buyback. This is the story of every single game today.
Healing power.
And Roche is up. They can go high ground, they can Roche, they can do whatever they want. There's no buyback, it's just Hiko.
And
It's not even in base.
You gotta think that without those buybacks coming in, you get the feeling they don't have buyback.
Radiant's middle tower
Absolutely.
is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top
There goes
tower
the tier 3. This is looking like it sets up to be at least a set of racks.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Aether Remnant should set up into an ice path, but it's on cooldown, so 2 seconds to work with. Hector's slow. Duster in Sprout. Ice Path. You need to keep this Alchemist alive. He'll be KB. And now Anti-Mage's back. He'll use the Abyssal Blade. But look at this Rolling Thunder. I mean, this is disrupting HFN immensely. He's looking for the Mana Void. Never gets it off. Soulbind is out. Do they leave or do they go? It seems like there's maybe an opportunity for Beast Coast, but with Alchemist sitting low enough, do they want to make the jump in? They do. He goes after Duster. Ice Path is down, locks up the Alchemist. Inkswell on him, doesn't stun up anybody, and they're trying to get onto Whisper. They can't get onto Whisper. Duster's gone, he goes out. Silence on a Murdoch about the BKB. Finally, Whisper's dead. Burrow Strike from Sexy Fat on Hector. Requiem pushes back these heroes, and now they look over at HFN, who's got the counter spell on him for just a split second. Goes in with the Abyssal Blade out onto the Alchemist, and now everything else will follow. Hector can't get out of this one, and he doesn't have buyback. How is this possible? Chris Luck is next. There's the Burrow Strike with the Ice Path, and everybody around him to take him out of the match.
Right in front of Roshan. I mean, there's not even a point in buying back if you're Chris Luck with your Alchemist being dead. This game's all about Hector and all about HFN, so that's crazy. I mean, they get him racks, but they're losing in Aegis and Cheese. It's gonna go about back to even, I think, when all is said and done. Because there is the racks advantage now for Beast Coast. See if they can get anything else.
A lot of time without Hector. I can't believe he bought out on a Moonshard. Look at that, the double jump. Aether Remnant, Ice Path combo. Grimstroke's dead, no buyback. And they might just... I mean, what is Chris Luck going to do with the South?
That's a good question. They are considering. It looks like they're considering Throne. They're pinging it a little bit, but they don't know the buyback status is the problem. You can never be sure.
Have Rolling Thunder available now on this Pango. You might need to go in with it, but at this point, I think you're committing to the fact that you're 2 racks down.
HFN's going for a rapier as well, so he really wants to seal the deal with this Aegis. He's got it if he sells his treads and his wand.
So
I'll take your treat.
now
The seeds of fortune.
it all of a sudden becomes a can Beast Coast emulate Eternal Envy? I mean,
Yeah, I think that's about the only option. Although Hector has queued up a Lincoln Sphere. I think he needs a rapier. I feel like I've said that about 12 times today.
Insert chat saying, does this guy say anything but rapier?
They're not wrong. They're not wrong.
I mean, we've gotten like 7 today, so, you know.
Yeah, what's 7 more? No big deal. Spell Prism. Ooh, that's a good one. Looks like HFN is getting that one.
Yeah, they've got one more tier 4 item to find on the side of Beast Coast. All 4 have been found on Midas Club. So what's a tier 4 you'd want to see if you're Beast Coast?
Let's see, what do they have so far? To close my shop, tap a Beast Coast hero, and then open up shop again. Okay. I mean, Spell Prism, of course. Come on, that's the best one.
Do you throw the Spell Prism on Pango? It's got the minus 2.5 seconds on Swashbuckle at level 25. It's a 5.5 second cooldown, shield crash.
It's good on Hector too. To just give him like a perma ult almost. But it is nuts on Pango, especially now that he's got the Basher. It'd probably be best on him. I mean, K1's cool with this illusion cape anyway. I'll smoke up. But HFN.
They'll move forward. Astral Step. BKB's going to be popping around the horn. They're going for the Requiem, and that will fly in. Sexy Fat. He is stunned up and in a lot of trouble to get the kill on a Sexy Fat. They will cover the Grimstroke on the back lines with the Rolling Thunder on the high ground. It bounces around but doesn't do anything. They've got themselves the Son of the Alchemist. He's in the Ice Path, bashed up, dissimulate right on him. That gets another stun because Murdoch's level 25 plus. Down goes Alchemist. And maybe the hopes of this game. They look over at a cell, and Jesus, HFN with that Divine Rapier. Just 3 shots him.
That's why they smoked. They were looking to take that Rapier fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And they even had the vision disadvantage. East Coast had a really good ward there, just...
Hector
HFN's too strong, man.
Hector bought an ulti orb, so he doesn't have buyback.
Oh no! Come on! Come on, Hector. We called you greedy. This isn't what we meant.
Dire are scanned.
They can really... I think Pango and Shadow Fiend, given the perfect scenario, could save the game. It's going to be tough. They need Rolling Thunder, so 2 seconds.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Holding out. They just want to fight
Oh god,
Megas.
Chris Lock. Oh no! He tried! Ice Path, BKB's gonna be popped. They've got themselves a Soulbind. Now they go with the Rolling Thunder as well as the Ink Swell. If they can land this, maybe they get something out of it. Sexy Fat is low. He'll end up dead, but they're going after the Ancient. HFN doesn't care about the heroes. They'll go for the base. They've got the repair kit on it. Can they save the game? Going in deep though is HFN! Lost his first life.
Gotta be careful.
Oh no, Ice Path, that'll keep him alive, so he's able to blink back. They'll go after the throne once again. The repair kit's not going to be enough. It doesn't look like it's going to save the game or save the base, but can they disarm him before the base goes down? It's still alive! HFN finally finishes it off. For a second, I thought maybe, just maybe, they'd be able to hold, as it had that sliver of health.
If they got very lucky with the disarms. If they got very lucky, maybe. But no, it was rough. So... Man, that was just really well played by Midas, honestly. That looked pretty typical for how Beast Coast wins games. And Midas Club, they chased the Alchemist around for the entirety of the early game. they made it so that HFN basically that window where Alchemist completely crushes an anti-mage, that didn't happen. And then HFN, he pulled through. His team made the space for him, and then he pulled through. So honestly, just extremely well played by Midas. I'm really interested in seeing this team, grow and keep beating better and better teams in the future, because they looked really good in this game, really damn good. They've looked good.
Yeah, they come out ahead on a map where they're 100 ping deficit.
Exactly. Yeah. They had like 1 ping on all of the Peruvian players. I think minus like maybe 1 or 2 of them. They had very low ping. So I think Whisper would probably have crappier ping, but not by that much.
So that is the end of game 1. We'll see if Beast Coast can even the series, but Midas Club come away the victors, and we'll be back in just a second. I'm your caster, Bkop, joined here by Jenkins at Bkop92 on Twitter, at JenkinsDota on Twitter. We'll be back in a second. Stay right there. See you soon.